Real. So go.
Drachen the Krogo.
Rahul.
Timmy Chagayako with the Indida. John in Nineveh. All so that then, not to the Nimoku theatre, about the Sakya bag, Lord G and Lord D. Tangan, the Katok Kola, John the Moku.
Real. Chintin. Jake Gilio, so get Gilio, Kogi, Chintin, so you cannot hold the chair machine. Today, we're going to have an introduction of the Sakya history and the views and practices.
I don't know what you know, go the chicken dagger, Nama the chicken dagger. Tochanabanat and Raji or Tenda would you or this in Iam.
So there's a saying, camel is many part of the body, different animals. So I'm similar of the camel. In general, the people in Rime is the category of the who realize all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, the teachings, or realize same nature, that kind of Rime. That kind of Rime is we can inspire and we pray be like them. That should be. Other different Rime paths, different categories. So there is some category they don't know how to make differentiate, but they just believe and all is good and have faith and respect. Perhaps I am category of them. So there's other category is because of the Rime, because of the domination. So, for instance, the rulers and political, they say they are Rime. They claim they are Rime. That kind of Rime have some good quality, and there is some weakness in it as well. So as far as he can see is that Singapore governments they meant to be Rime and that way, and they send their equal rights or the belief systems. So it is it's very good looking, nice. Not only just they have the equal rights, but also they cannot criticize anybody, anything, an obvious level.
당석 기르와 지르동 마지니 출기 지금 민 그거니 봐 준지 주제지나 로니가 좀 다르지.
If they didn't classify individual person, and instead, if they have criticism some kind of belief system or the tradition, and they're going to have sentence and 2 years.
그거 출리라 때니 제초던 정도고 요아리 머리던 정도고 요아리 제첩도 데모용고 요마리.
So in general, with religion and belief systems, people have many conflicts between countries or within the country have many conflicts.
또 마임바 때 마임바가 양 줄이 리미제 땅 혼나 타왕기 제컴도 있는 줄이 상만 담념이 리미인 랍기요리.
So another example, the Taiwan say they all is equal rights and they are rime. So their rime is you can criticize each other.
발시를 공토가 뛰가라 땅든 제그 말이 참고보니 땅든 제그 요말 참 락린란데 그 요말.
Right. In the written they not allowed criticism, but in practical level they don't apply what the role was written. So therefore people can criticize through the internet and video anywhere. They don't really do anything in action.
가시 그림이 제 땅도 다 남가장 그림이 지게게 요래 남가장 그림이 뜻까지나 쇼치 그 준주 같은 지나한테라 다보면 장이야 양바 그 준주 띠 지나한테라 다보 장한거 장모 마임바가 다 제켜비 나한다 출력 사득이 나한다 띠강라 뜻나진 거도.
Some of countries or some of religious figures or their rime is bias approach, and some cannot criticize, but some criticize no problem, like that.
남가 장거 리메크 지속고 못하마 그바 말이 남들이 봐 샤트가 인디게 다도 람진 지속고 녀다 상마 싸왔다 때라든 거.
So that kind of approach will becomes the root of the conflicts, because not everybody is a idiot, don't realize they are biased. So there is a very humble way of rime, way of to be rime.
제속도 지금 주진 첸보 있나한다. 제속도 제컵 정거 정든 그 주진 있나한다. 또서 그 논식 그 오니 총총 그 주진 총총 각 상마다 리미트 제게요.
So there is other way is a rime is a category is by domination, which means some whatever the big
government or the controller?
Yeah, the government or the big association, the big association, or they dominate, and so then the small ones, they have no choice, really have to be remain that way. The Chenpo di marano ku only rime ye goes mai nam chokodrem.
Mari Chenpo de la ngorgor ji chit chong chak nyam chi.
Oh, okay. Sometimes this big association or big government or this time under the pressure, the small associations or these ones naturally becomes rime to unite together to protest the big association. So myself, I to be rime is with my inspired by the all the traditions and study and practice that way.
Startup the Pantana, Chigjang Mandiba, Shantan Sarbu, Shimganda, the Rinpoche, they some younger Yomari, they some now ship go, they some Shigi Yomari.
The best remember is someone knows very well the very differentiate the point of views and practice everything know very clearly what difference is. But myself not that level. Not that level. So myself is every of the five traditions receive some teachings and for a while some practices and have some connections with these different lama, the different traditions of lamas. That kind of remember I am. Also, I have no choice not to be the remain that kind of situation. Because all the teachers also they are remembers. Lama. Kekulama Toma Rimira.
Mari.
Madhugula.
Lama Mongo the Yonere. The Chakin Lama Chikashoni that the Yambachagari Maya Pa, the Gajana Yapoyo Mari.
All right. So he has many teachers, so that's why if he respect one and then didn't do others, then it doesn't work that way. So my previous lives also mainly practice in Nyingma and Jonang. So for instance, my home, consider my son home. My family is like Nyingma, belong to the Nyingma tradition. But my uncle is he's Jonang Turku, so I grew up with them. So when he's 7 years old, he spent time with uncle, and uncle is Jonang Turku, so that's why he very much have so much respect and loyal to the Jonang.
Sakya balam tonji in Zuka, ni Saki Shoko, Tasaki Chu Suwanda water, Lamdi Tang, said you just some last of Saki Chukur, Sakya Bajiga Gang Top Dioda, the Tamata, Natutomio.
So today's our subject is Sakya. So Sakya is the most precious teaching is the Lamdi and the 13 golden texts. So this all he received as much as normal Sakyapas received.
이 Sakya 그 송추 거도 제당라마 망보지 근데니 돈도잖아. 또나고 섬근데니 돈도.
So he got these teachings from received many lamas, but main lamas will be three lamas.
아메리카라 용칸가 Sakya 다치는 뭐지? 공급되니 돈이거든.
So the Sakya Tenzin living in America.
Tenzin 말이고
Dakchin. Okay. Dakchin the Tenzin 이제 거기 말지고 길디.
Dakchin.
Sakya Dakchin, which means same position, but different officially not the Tenzin, but at the same position, same. So he received from him.
아니 Sakya Tenzin 근데니 람디 차상가 도비어스.
So and then he received all the lamdi from Sakya Tenzin.
아니 Sakya가 뼈아쳐 김데니 람디 차라니 도비어스.
Another Turk, Sakya Turk, Peo Turk, he received lamdi 2 times.
지금가 디반다오스나 지금가 지반다오지 도비어스.
One is briefly and one is a little bit detailed.
속시 지빌 속시 지빌 그래지요리 또 도비어리.
Sokshet Jipil, which means and the details teaching to the public.
단남 연구 단그 사체가 항롱 용스도 바다 송만이 지대 차상지 용이 도비어리.
As well as the Sakyapas, the protectors and all these transmissions he received.
덤니 되니 나는 그냥 지금 3년 좀 더 어디에 지야리.
Also, I had some retreat and practice done.
이거 라마도스 과정 소위 쳇더 군바카시가 나가야 사체비 추스코르티레 돈이와리. 파.
So for the gratitude, I give some transmissions few other Sakya monasteries.
단다지긴 되니 대랑 사체 바그 로지 마와라 양 가상그 삽제 나오진 로지인.
So today we go to talk Sakyapa's history, same structure as yesterday.
삽제 직직시야 요와 가상.
So the 11 chapters.
지난가 당부 사체의 요구 명의 간다지 숑와리.
So first, the why called Sakya, what the title or name Sakya meaning.
사체의 명 도마되다는 그 조지 발단 아드셔가 따가인 바다.
So this name, perhaps first time who called this is seems like Atisha.
이가올라 군바창요 말이.
Because that time there is no monastery.
사체금 런쇼고데나 디 어동지가 샹살강에 지지로 샹살사게 강에 예르지요리.
Near the Sakya monastery there is mountain called Prostration mountain.
조지 발단 아드셔 디강라 렙디 파다다디 파키사 쩌오디 나로라 단다 그 마오바나 인잠비앙 거 들어와 다리 숨고 들어지 정사대 산이 공그 사게 디쇼라 샤피요.
So when Atisha reached that place, the mountain, and he looked straight away toward, and he pointed his finger and said, there is a gray earth color, that place, well, 3 bodhisattvas emanations will be there.
타도 사자보디 저던가 사치 잡으러 당랑친냐로 따오지긴데 그요리 띠임 칼콩다고 있나다 띠쇼도 마 사그 박다 마 잡니 사자오 바 돈다 용칸 단단한 단랑진데.
So the Sakya monastery is the back, the mountain is look like elephant. but the elephant look like the elephant is some skin off, kind of similar like that, is a gray earth there, the gray color of earth there.
Carbo dinanda, Cabre, Tigin Jindo Yori, Napshituan Jindo Yori, then Cabre, Sanabo dinanda, Carbo dinanda, Serbo dinanda, Tanajiri.
Okay. So the colors sometimes change with time, but sometimes kind of dark, sometimes kind of more gray, sometimes more yellow, but the Sakya meaning is gray earth.
Toronto such and la Redo Marbo Jindu as the Cabre Parja Bigata Marbo Yimba, Cabre Chow, Nimi Ode Potan Leg, Nabanato Chando, such young Kadi and Sakarbo Yimbing Bamandu.
For instance, this Australian, Central Australia, the Uluru, many times it changes the color. So similar of that.
Oh, yeah. The Sagarbo Dinala, Rigzin Gombu, Soy the Kondo Side. Dang, Sherdang, Homes and
It seems like Adisha, he saw this in the earth, he saw the three seed syllables of these three bodhisattvas. So he saw Manjushri's seed syllable 7. So he predicted that emanation of Manjushri 7 times came. So therefore, nowadays people call Sakya is 7 Manjushri's lineage. The other name called Lamdipa, so who practices Lamdi. Long time ago, we don't such thing called the 5 traditions or 4 traditions. That kind of names not exist. So 300 years ago, the only name we call the 8 Panias, that kind of name. So that time the Sakyapa's name is called Lamdipa, and for instance Jonangpa name is 6 Yoga or Kalachakra lineage, or 6 Yoga lineage. That is the name. So 600 years ago, the Benin have many lineages, but they don't have really names. They don't have huge boundaries. So sometimes named by the founder of Lama or the monastery name or that kind of names they have, but they don't have huge clear boundaries. Since Tsongkhapa found the Garden Monastery, and then the Gelugpa has a very clear and extensive and clear structure. They established that, and then the others also try to be like that, and they try to make clear boundaries.
他那个这个训是罗尼家打给咱公布这个你罗尼基什家，但那这个联盟这个他说，但那个这个历史忙不这个呢，这个也不门都什么这个忙不这个的出来的中国有啥的，历史的强人个罗忙不这个记，第小你上面个带了打当也或者中国。
So after found the Gaden monastery, after 300 years, people's perception a little bit changed because first they emphasize on the clear boundaries, and then they have a very strong loyalty each for themselves. This one is that time the people's perception, or this is too much bias, that kind of perception arises. So from there, and then the Rime view is start. So, in my point of view, the first who did Rime is Chonangpa. So I'm thinking is that the Ganga Dorcho is the first Rimepa.
Ni kasang lawa na jeng ge nyang ma ge ngare Rinpoche jagar ge pan de tari nyang ma ge kare dina tambi tur ji sar ba njog go ge la bi ge ta so nyang ma ge ji shor song ge na wa shar ge yo de Chenpo ji shor song na ga shor yo ma de yin dang shor song ge na wa de shar ge yo de den na jeng ge jo na wa gen ga tur ji ko ri mi ji jagar de de ka la chang ma ge Chenpo ji shor song ni na wa de ba ji de kar ge du.
So he said that yesterday I thought that Guru Rinpoche is Indian master, so you cannot put Nyingma Panes. And when we say these things, and then Nyingma Pas think they have a big lose. Similarly, if we say the Ganga Tonsho is the first Rimepa, might Jonang Pas think they lose something. But there's nothing to lose. So long time ago, who is the Rimepas, they always true Rimepa, and they have a strong foundation to be Rime. Like that kind of people is not just you mix in everything like it's not just something you mix in together. For instance, Jonang Ganga Torncho is he has very strong foundation and practice Jonang exactly, and on that base he has a true respect for other traditions, and in that way he has a Rimepa. So, for instance, the fifth Dalai Lama, the base is of course Gilug, but on the top of this he really have a lot of to do with Nyingma, and on top of that then he to be remade for everybody. Another Rimepa in top of Teshin Shira Wazir, his foundation is more Nyingma and Kagyu, and then on the top, and then he the Rimepa. The reality he is the Ndrikong Kagyu. But he lot of work for Nyingmapa, and is Nyingmapas should have a great big should have a big gratitude to him.
tenni tawa chini tigang la rimya nang yo.
Ngari Pandita Pamawanga Jarpo, he as a Rimepa, and his Rime is the best on Sakya Nyoma.
Sakya dang.
Re, Nyoma, Re. His best is Sakya and Nyoma.
Ngari Pandita.
Ngari Pandita
Pamawanga Jarpo.
who wrote these three. Yeah.
Then Chujer, Dragon Chimpan Soko yang Rimia Nang Yori. In a Congo Rimia Nang Tang Tagan, Dragon Kajikali Sortang, Tandago, Ningma Gatawa, Jerjaki, Tigan La Rimia Nang Yori.
So the Congo
Chujer and Chimpan.
Chijerin Chimpanzom Drakon. He also remained and he based on Drakon Kaju and then Nyama, and then he did on from there.
Chitang Chujer and Chimpanzola Tamba Yondoji Gababdini. Ta Parcher Pony Chujin Dang Manche, the Koranga Lama Mabun, the Niji, Payang, so better the Congo Rimi Yahojana.
Chijerin Chimpanzora. Chijerin Chimpanzo, they're saying he is a treasure of the all traditions. So he knows everything, and he did a very nice way. Remember.
Tijini Tanda Jalo Losa Tanjong, John Chinti Wangshi, Konto Rimena, Tazo Tama the John Chinti Rambo, or Konto Tama the Satya Danyama Jeria Parimite.
Jalo, what is it?
Jalo Losa Tanjong.
Jalo Losa Tanjong to John Chensi Rambo, John Chensi Ramship, and then John Chensi Rambo. All these ones also great Rimepas.
Tijini Jamgun Contra Lodun Tai Rimena, Congo Rimena Tanta, Quaji Badang, Nima Yakini, Tigan La Rimena.
So then after that in Jamgun Contra, he is a Rimepa, and he is the best in Kajul and Yama, and then he respects everyone and work for everyone.
Then Katok in Chenpo town or Bogarimia Tanta, Jonathan Nima Cheria.
Then Katok Rigzin Chenpo Tsewanor, he as a way is based on Yama and Jonang, and then of course for everyone.
Tandana Jini Chujin Chakala Samlo Dangona, Jimbo Jini Samlo Dana, Sakya Dang, Jonang Ningma Chagishola, Rimijin Kandi the Mambo.
So if we compare everybody, then Sakya and Nyoma Jonang, these three have more Rimepas.
Dinanga Sakya Bamag.
The most of them are from Sakya. The less Rimepa is a Gelugpa. Within the Karjipa, Karma Kajin, Rikon Karjid, and Drukpa Kajit, and Rikon Karjid, Karma Kajit. These three Kajipas have a lot of Rimepas.
Need the Tanda Labgo, Jimson the Garidina, Chistanga Sacha Ngoma in the Sacha the image, the object, Alangazenda, Palm Two Song.
So, why I have to tell you this? Because my point is before Sakyaba is Rime. Not the Sakyaba today. So the second chapter, who is the holder of the unique lineage? So who is the funniest? Most of Sakyapa believes Sachin Ganganyampo.
Sacha Koran to the Nankarani Karidena, Shindani Jang, Tagani Wotang, Nyangani Wotang, Maranto and Jisa Dang Chipi, Ranglik the Ganda Labkaridina, Stitching Yingbu Ranglik Labkari. Sakya Chenpo, Pal Sakya Chenpo Rang. Sechin Ningbolamna, Sachin Ganga Ningbum San Jambari.
So then when the Sakyapas, when using the word as a very respect, but at the same time very close, warm heart, and that way they're using the title of the lineage name, the Korostation Nyarji, which means the lineage of the great love. So which means that is the one of the name of the Sachin Ganga Nyampo's name.
Gumba Mingo, Ta Sacha Chutoina, Gumba in Mambola, Ta Sechin Gari, Sechin Cholang, Layala, Sobagola, Sechin Dior.
Also, many of monasteries and centers, Sakyapa, they have the title of this station, which means referring this Ganganyambo.
Sechin.
Yes,
Sechin.
Sechin. Sewa.
Pal Tewa Chimbo.
Sewa, love.
Yinayang Gumban Demkanda Kunkonchia boy.
But who is the founder of the monastery is Konkonchok Jarpo. Dimo.
Ko the Sachin Ganganyambo Pagan.
So this is the father of the Ganganyambo.
Oh, yeah. Kashi Gumba Damnigana, Tandai Gardina Sachi Chujin the Unioro, Tandaji Yongo there, Lawaya down. Kashi Sachi Chujin the peace and Mama Hima in the Yori, Tijis and Sarmal and Journey, Shinjir Tang, Nanjir Tang Shinjir Nirka, Damka Jedi, Tito Dela, Tandasachi Rang Intuition, no teacher.
So some people that believe Sakya as the main should be the founder of the monastery, and some others think no. At first the Sakya is in Yama, and later on becomes Sakya. That time, who's the boundary? This should be the Sakya main figure. They are later arguments.
Tatela Karidigona Sakya Lavia Mergin Dawina Coranton Sancho Sumden Parten Sakya Diladi Della Konji Ranglik Dejo. Osel Haijipayan, the Sancho Sumganangum, Santamo, Osel Haijipa, Hondo Hag Mergiji, Hag Mergian, Jipayan, the Nitanalapios.
The Sakyabade has great three titles. One of is Kun, which means they believe as the family lineage come from heavenly. One is the Njang Konji Jipa. So the Hani Yon Texum Shakonaro, Hanansana.
Coranto Maraji on the Tadum San Dangerous some to you. San Dangerous have you them San Langero at Zangu in Jero some to you. Or sell Hai Jipa. The young Konji Jipa.
One is this, like when they using the title, they have three changes. One is come from heavenly. One is come from Manjushri, kind of that name. So one is he forgot now, maybe remember later. That time to the tunnel, son of the tunnel, son is 60 tunnel.
Oh yeah, Tani Tanago Tangbo Gurumbuji Tikabla couldn't long song that you are Tanago Germany in Nansan, Tandachiction.
Kolumara.
Oh
yeah. So during the Guru Rinpoche's time, one of his 24 disciples called Kunali Rampo.
This company no don't Sachin Ganganyambo, Matic Barter, Satya Tama the Nima Barangari.
So from onward until Sachin Ganganyambo, until then, everybody is Nyamapa.
Tani Satya Nima Bala Jerwaji, Lemni, Sarchoko 현지의 사람에게 주디에서 특념서 유비 디스급 때니 용데 아콘사게 사체가 원이와 있는데 사체 랑그비에 땅단다.
Sakya is saying that the changes within the Nyama, so they decide they using the new translation, Tadra, from there on and then become Sakya.
사진 근간양 보고 단다가 람디를 just 담잖아요.
So the Sachin Ganganyango, he made 11 commentaries for the Lamdi.
그러니까 람디의 신든이장 야 첸포 배려요.
So he the Lamdi spread very widely.
그러니까 정말로 다바건 이제는 그 람디 지당 다가낭 람디 람디 나오다. 단다가 제바야 마보지도.
So he has received from Dogmalotawa, but also he has a pure vision of recipients. So the pure vision is from directly from the Burbaba, the Indian Mahasiddha. So now we're going to talk the time date.
사제바 그 중요했는데 망체 주고나라 공서고 줄은지 바가 로트겠나 사제 곰바 답이 로트도 공control 버스기요.
So most of them, when they date is always, of course, the founder of the Konchok Jarpo at that time.
공서고 직동 든치 동심로데라 직동 특미 내가 직동 든치 동심로데라 단다그 사체 곰바도 답 되니가는 공소 원이와 있는데니 사실로지나라 단다 프린도
식통든지 동시라
든지 동심
the founder they written is 1000 저기요 1073
703
yes 703 sorry
1703
더지디 갑라다 곰반데 지티서 더당난 공소고 준제 비티서 뜨니 기발라 차발성도요.
So if we do that, then is we founder monastery, and then the Panias time is different. So the fourth is we going to talk about what is the main the monastic location. So when Sakya have three categories of the main monastery location. Sangur Saksara. One is Sakya, one is Ngorpa, Sarpa. The Gumbasam. This is the three monasteries. So nowadays there's three lineages. Nowadays, if you think is which one is more, and then Ngorpa is more. So today's Sakya was 90% is Ngorpa. This is I told from Ngorpa Campos. Must be true, but he haven't done research himself. So he knows only 50 monasteries of Sakya, and if we look at them, most of them, yes, is Ngorpa.
In Tibet or in the world?
world.
World.
Yes. So in general, Sakya seems like have about 200 monasteries. But when he let them count, they couldn't find more than 70. But he haven't done it with any specialist researcher Sakya, but he just with Chenpo's scholars is that kind of situation.
Sakya de auto Sakya gumba ngatu tanda lavya de Sakya margun de la gogo.
So Sakya is we have to understand that the first monastery what we already talked about is that one.
Sakya gumba gudikaje to permasa bi pokanani chi sansu de.
So the monastic roles of the Sakya perhaps seems like the most completed monastic role in Tibet. Yeah.
Gumba dang gonlak sansam dao dang goni ramba dao dang jewa jetang dao la to shendeni jang ti tangbole.
What is the branch monasteries? What is their connection? What are the positions and titles? All these things more very clear and completed.
Ta poken la ngarangam thongsa la ngarang tanda lordji la ti taptong da ji the moto so jiu to so kacha ji tanda ji ni ngarangam thong tu toksam de the injing mani go demba yim ni ga yo ma de yinang ngarang kosa toksa ji la amdo drashin chi gomba go drigaje dang Sakya go gomba go drigaje li la ji pola ma du sam.
So as far as my understood and my research, not necessarily the true, but as far as I see, is the most completed and clear structure he sees as the Lavrang monastery and the Sakya. Yeah.
But the Jerkabling Dao Yori, Jerkabting Dao, Zoda Chenpo, Yanlak Dang Nashi Digatazo, Pena Pamjur Gumjiwa, Zenchung Gumjiwa, Tazo Chatang, the Tisambo.
So it's similar like big business or big the business organization or like that kind of what is their rules and regulations, that kind of is very clear.
Sakya Golang to the Zamyang Takuyo. Tandabar the Jingoyu Leon, the Chatan, the Sakya, Pogichujin Chatan.
Even today, the most very clear, structured, and they follow properly what their rules and everything. The best is Sakyapa, even today, within the Tibetan traditions. So there is like a very big study or scholar and a very great practitioner of these things. It's not only Sakya, the others have equally. But these rules and regulations between Lama, disciple, and this branch in monastery, or these regulations, Sakya is the best. Even inside these three categories, this which monasteries belong which category, and which branch monastery with the mother monastery, all these things very clear even inside. The most everybody respect equally is the Sakya Tenzin.
Sakya Tenzin ta korang yanang da wo jidam yon na di nang chama go so de tarang lorji nang go so cha da yo de da yang so rang da rang.
Regardless how many categories they have inside, the most main respect one is the Sakya Tenzin, and historically, but also even today.
제가 사실 ngorba 또 소양 망송 다 오지 가 요래 다 파다제 그 은지 germo 다 오지래 삼고요 사실 천든다 치가 망송 임바
So the inside Sakyabhas, they have also authorities and everything. Some ways they are democracy, but we look at if like the England Queen, and similar like that kind of position, is half democracy, but there is a queen, that kind of.
아니 사실 그 단사랑 나오지게나 단단이나 닝마당 사실 니가 진간지
Even the Sakya, the main monastery, even today, they do practice not only Sakya, but even in Nyingma.
대연바그 점상그 닝마다 소양 망체 그 사샤 ngorpala mreba shida menkan sacha kongmala mreba yungkan pantana lalo kendra yungkan tana kidin.
So for this reason, even many Nyingmapas, they don't have connection with Ngorpa, because Ngorpa is 90%, but still they have some connection with Sakya Tenzin, and they are considered as Lama disciple like this.
사자 공마 그런 저거 로스그 림춘다고 지나 디낭로라 냥마기 추르 망보고 림치지요.
Even Sakyaba, they have big pujas on yearly. Even within this, have many Nyingma rituals.
다 사자 그 폭장 닝바 단다 그 보그 사자네 용칸가 하강 침모데 하강 침모 데브리라 따지 있나요? 데브리 그낭로라야 사자 그런 시르지 디강라
Even the Sakya, the old temples, and inside the drawings, they of course they have Sakya, belong to the Sakya many things, but also they have Nyingma, belongs to Nyingma, the deities, all these things they have. So maybe because of the Sakyas, the family blood come from Nyingma, maybe that reason. Firstly, they come from Nyingma, and secondly, when the many the Sakyalamas, when they married, they consult. They call it dharmo. This dharmos is more come from Nyingma lamas or Nyingma lamas families and that kind of dharmos.
사치 로지가 나올라 동랍가 나올라 닝미 주 신드니 장 달빛 진간가 다나 그 라마마부총.
Even the Sakyas, the main lineage holders, not just the lineage, but the family land also have many Nyingma practitioners.
Mona 사치라 당용 근가라 바데 지진도.
One of Sakya main holder called Dangin Gungalapa.
Dangin Gungalapa, the Yidam so the Gurita Borindu, Gurita Bo, Nimba Tonshu Dundu.
So his main deity, main Yadam deity is the wrath for Guru Rinpoche, and he has Tongshir, okay, 70 million, no? 70 million mantras he down. So he performed in many miracles, and they're known as Sakya, great Ngakpa. Even he seems like didn't teach not a lot of Lamdi, but instead he teach a lot of Guru Rinpoche everywhere. Later on, called teaching Randu Nyangpo. So why they call teaching Bijia, which means the most powerful magical performance. His mother is Nyama Baz, Ngabdak Nima Ozel, family land. Even his mother is very powerful magical performance. Rala. Oh, so for instance, Rahula, she can instruct anything, listen to her. And also, he has some Terma teachings. And he has many predictions from the deities. Kyrgyz longtan there is so Kyrgyz longtan. Oh, that is so there's a story, Guru Rinpoche, kind of black color and this much length vision to her and instruct many predictions. Inside that, the cultural revelations information as well. So they have the story of prediction of the how destroy the Sakya monastery. So these all predictions very accurate until now. Especially very clear the date, which year, what happened. Always he has a Guru Rinpoche vision. So there's a story one time he told Guru Rinpoche, no more predictions because I cannot I cannot carry on.
I can't handle it. It's too much.
Overloaded. So the inside predictions they have many in the future what will happen, lost country, lost culture, and lost people. All these things have many remedies. That's why I think maybe he overloaded. He cannot take responsibility all these remedies.
특히 왕도니 냥보니 그 남탈란자나 그런 뭐지 가디 양 자초초가 파 지금 가디 양 같이 랩 초초한다도.
So if you read the fifth Dalai Lama's story and the Teaching of the Nyingpo's story, he feels, oh, they want always seeing Guru Rinpoche, always talking to Guru Rinpoche. It seems like that.
왕도 냥보 그런 거 나봐 야 양다요 그 끝나지 요래.
And the Ondu Nyingpo as a statue is standing. So they have custom to put that statue outside the door. Because of they said this, if you put outside door, no possible any interferences of the gods or demons. That's the thing. Oh, Lama, true. So in general, say Guru Rinpoche, in general, Guru Rinpoche is not born in the womb, but these three Guru Rinpoche is born in the womb in Tibet. There's a saying like that. So this is Sakya's custom saying. One is that the Chenpo Nyingpo. One is in Rigzin Nyingpo. One is Rigzin Chutak. Ndekong Kajiria. Rigzin Nyingpo. Rigzin is more like a Nyingpo mixture. I thought it's Nyingpo. So they have familiar everything, but of course he spread widely Nyingpo. So the chapter Rinpoche once told me that Jiang Chenpo Rinpoche told these three together draw tanka. If we draw this tanka together, many obstacles can prevent in the future, such as Tamtra, Yarangong. Yeah, this one, Tamtra Yarangong was hard to translate. Basically, become like the practitioners become demon. So Jiang Chenpo Rinpoche, his teachings saying in the future many practitioners become demon, like that kind of prediction he has. This is the remote for this teaching. In the end has this information. So I wrote his teachings, everything one by one. Try to looking for how to draw these three, where he said it, but he never found anything. So perhaps he said something verbally, but not in the written and teachings.
Oh. 다양 망보 장도도 같은 니 다다가 사시아 마르군도 릭서 샤디 사제의 냥만이 남한들이 제고 접시 제고 잡고 내려고.
So we went to many now, but why I'm telling this, because before I said the Sakya main monastery is a mixed stage in Myanmar, so that's why I'm telling.
니 저랑도 사제 마르군란 잔에 송나 포크 군바가 나올라. 다 팔체는 거를 무지가 망시인지를 사고도.
So if you go pilgrimage the Sakya main monastery in the future, you can see that probably the most Guru Rinpoche's image is in Sakya.
벌과비 그 친구들나 장용간 시다 요 말이. 거를 무지 그 친구 빼만 보여.
Is the Brahvapa, the Sakyapas referring to the India, the Mahasiddha, should have his statues, but not many, but many Guru Rinpoche statues. So, but they say they have a good reason.
ngam thutu wangshik de tere ngam thutu wangshik khongri kya gawa songna ngar mo jikanda byang bandran garanda rang tanda ndikhaji.
So one of the Sakyas, the Sakya Dakshin's father, Ngam Thartop, he wherever he go, always chanting Guru Rinpoche mantra, and wherever he build Guru Rinpoche statues, that kind of person. He's considered very big Mahasiddha. So when he chanting the protectors and with drums, and even the fires coming through the drum.
Tani bola dikabla charba ma mani lo mangbongor dikala khon charba bemne songdiang sala lebni damnya barjagni tumo nawa damdigi charba lamsang damjo.
So when there's not enough rain, then sometimes he want rain, and then he just sit down and in few minutes meditate, then very quickly rain fall down.
Tani sa mag kalde ko palmo parthang go shoko chengo chaga kamsong ni tela phemni yang khong go chakti ru ji ya di da di khong go gongba ta ni sa chen de la tsig shoko de ya di sa ja rang da ni lam sang tamata de ge che ya bo yong do
tsig shoko tsig
khong go ta te la mara di do jong de har wa de di na na che de di.
So sometimes people not enough water, and then he went somewhere for water. And then whenever he say, oh, should be here water, and then people have some pores or whatever they did, then water come from the spring.
The perba inside. Congo perba go shimbim nangla, then the Qualmo Hartani, Congo perba startan the Jaginala, Congo to do perba the inside.
The perba, perba
the ground.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, they made a well.
Yes.
Then now younger Kongan Korluma Yala, Pastambola, Bagyo di Gala, Stambu Che, Chimbo, Tonyoni, Pagana Jago di Toronto, Tesum Bangi, Jesus, than Jimmy, Sonda, the Congress Jacker, than the Stambola Jab, the Mojasa Mambogum Tony, Stambo Tumba Nichadni, Conly Parola picture.
Also, there's saying one time he traveling with 100 students, and then the Chenpo, or the big river, so big and people can't cross. And then he said, "Oh, you come up to me after me without any hesitation." And then he, the wick, the horse wick, he did this. And then the river is stopped, and then everybody travel through.
Tikabla Pojong Gamarna Yori, Sani Gamarna Yori, Compa, Jeff Pepsi Jim Kayoro, and I sent the young Mambo and Tonsa Jirimato, most in you can hold the Jirimato.
That time there's the Central Tibetan government people there, and many people welcoming him, and it's seen by many people. It's not just his disciples said.
Koyang Konang Lusotila, Shilo Tag Gala Juntaratanyam, Gurumbuji, two don't solve the song in Gurumbuchi, and the Goya, Pamaton, the Wagoni, that I came judge.
So whenever he travel and ride the horse, always he straightaway chant that in Guru Rinpoche's the 7 lamp prayer, and then he wear the Guru Rinpoche's heart. That is he always do.
The Sakya Shilola, other shop, other shop, Shilola and Dodona Pepdicala, Totambo.
So whenever the people this lama go for the benefit or beings, they always do that wherein. So this is becomes their custom. Sakya Tanzas, Sakya Komas.
Don't get Chenpo out of Congo, Mari, such a Chervan Goya, Danyaman
So in general, in Yamapas, they don't wear Guru Rinpoche's heart unless there's a very important occasion. For instance, a big draw, which means a big practice kind of retreat, distance. But Sakyabhas, they always wear for everything.
American Sakya Dachinda in Nayang, Congo Tipchi, the Gurumbuchi, Injing Mini of Songo. Nikonga Kajati, Sakya Momani tells you are in the Sakya Laptang Sosola, Tipching Gurumbuchi, Elixir, your A. Congo
Gurumbuchi Jacoya.
Mari, and Gurumbuchi Chogaton.
All
Tipching model.
So even the Sakya Dakshin living in America, he always do the 10th Guru Rinpoche's day. He performed Guru Rinpoche pujas, rituals. So he asked him, is this custom, Sakya? He said, yes.
So Sakya go back to the Jagarna Yonkan, Sakya Margunina, Tipchi.
So the Tipchi is Nyamapa's big ritual on the 10th. 10 kat dawachinaru samara hodda
dawa te chichigun kan nad mare asigun thongkara ngundu khasigu daptari ku chupachang di chichilang
okay
da kantari ang dawa ngawa chikba dimire tangma
right. So there's called Tipchi, well known in Tipchi in Myanmar, and so these Tipchi different monasteries they choose in different months, but yeah, Tipchi means that 10th day, big first step or big puja. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, tandari. Taga Sakya Margung Nistang Dawajina, Tandachiris.
This is the situation of the Sakya main monastery.
Sakya Shintani Jang Tarjim Yonga Tishkap Te. Ngarang so in a Sobu Jaku Hamjikati, Lo Jaja from Tanati. Tikala, Sobu Jakap the Yarji, Tiraptang, Tani, Sarchi Chujin Dang, Shendanijan Taji Song.
So when is the most flourished Sakya tradition is the 800 years ago, when the Mongolia Taro di Remo di Soko, Mongolia success time. Kubli Khan, during the Kubli Khan time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Tikabla Tadaga Konto, Yakapka, Ola Mabota, Sacha Nishon Yorwa, and Dungu Papa, such a pan, the Nikala Konto Yato Yorwa. Then you need another Yakap Topsik on the Chujing Topsiang, Yachimbo.
That time, the Donggon Chugir Pagba and Sakya Pandada is the Mongolian nation's Lama. So, therefore, when Mongolia becomes powerful, Sakyapa the most powerful time. At that time, building monastery, building temples also become very successful. Also, they involved many Indian masters and panditas and translations, big translations also happened that time.
What did they translate?
Translation of the Rigzin. Sanskrit grammar, poem,
Logic.
or this pop subject, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Before that Tibetan is already translated, but more translated during that time.
So scholarship comes up.
Yeah.
More scholar.
Yeah. Also, the Kam means like Amdo and Kam is Amdo and Kam both called Kam. Okay. Dokam. Dokam flourished the Sakya also that time.
Spread.
Also, that Sakya becomes the king of the Tibetan. So this is the best time for Tibetan. They give the equal rights or the traditions. They didn't converse to the other traditions to the Sakya, or they using their power. Even like not the follower of the Buddha Shakyamuni, like Bombo, also they live as is. Also, the during that Sakya time, 2 generations or 3, they are very peaceful time. So when the Mongolian has crosses and many internal fightings, and they lose in unity, that time started in Tibet also started the internal fighting and losing unity. During that time, the Sakya and Drukung between they have some conflicts. As I said yesterday, mainly because of the leaders of the different communities of the lay people, but is affected the monasteries and the Dharma practitioners. After that, slowly, Sakya more, less and less, less, big. degeneration.
Lose.
Less.
Hoy.
Yes.
Harting is on the low nibia dam de la such a shending Jocha.
So about 200 years, Sakya become much degenerate.
The genie than a quenching pardon chishong the Jigishong low some young.
So before 300 years ago, there's one great Kambo called Kanchin Pardon Yeshi. Churchong. Pardon Churchong.
Quenching pardon chishong calling more body.
So he is the more lineage.
When you say degenerate, you mean the power degenerate, not the dharma.
Everything.
Everything.
Yes. Yes, the monasteries and the studies and everything degenerate. They only just survive a few good monasteries. Yeah.
Kamla Pig, Sani Mambola Pip, Tendajini, Konla, Gumba, Pimkayang, Mambo Chong, Woma Sacha Yankan, Gumba the song, Nyangso, Jimmy, and the Digi Shola, Sargoni Stanga, the Gumbani Stanga, Congo, where must be based on Yamso.
So, Kanchin Pardon Chuchong, he travel Kham region and he teaches many places and he rebuilt about 25 monasteries. This is Kham region, like more like Derge region. Other places like such as Zachika and Nangchin, also he built a few. He's a very Vinaya, pure moral discipline person, so everybody respects very much. So he's so moral discipline Vinaya, so that's why many other traditions ordained by him. So also he's always teaching wherever he goes, regardless how many people listening, he just teach all the time. So his survival life is just teachings, and even only just for 5 people listen, he always teaching. He has a great discipline and encouragement to never discourage you to teaching. That some of Gadget monasteries offered to him. As well as Nyingma monastery also offered him. Even some Pombo's monasteries offer him. All of them become Ngorpa. So he is incredible benefit the Sakya lineage. And during his time, about 100 years, Sakya Rigzin, yeah?
Rejuvenate. Or regenerated. Or
regenerated more, but later on again degenerate some. From now, before 100 years, Sakya is very degenerated. So only the main monastery and few in Derge and only few 4 or 5 maybe monasteries survive, but the most of them they lose the teachings and everything.
Sakya margun korani ndarwajam chasum.
Even the main monastery, Sakya main monastery, also they lost the Vinaya core 3 so 3 fundamental activities on Vinaya is lost for a while.
Tani nyamare dina tikabla yang gelong jirdiri yosari. Mambo mewari makto.
It's not completely lost, but maybe they have 4 or 5 fully ordained people, but is the activities lost.
Chirtanga tawada ni nyonyota mari da tikabla tawada so chenyanla titam torna machi ari mato tawada tikabla samje jarang yosari.
So it's not there's no monks. Probably have 200-300 monks maybe exist, but they didn't really practice and study much.
Jigni gomba che ta sani che ta tawa nyong ta ni sama ge lika je gen de ma to.
종치고 지지고
Oh ya semba che kono to je ma to ma do ta nei chong do.
종치고 지라 발시.
Ha parchin.
So the location the region is big, Sakya, and the monastery is so big, and the monks little compare that. So they perhaps too busy to doing things and such as pujas or so couldn't do much study and practices.
Ti jini da na ge angan to lo ja ge mo nyang lok ti rang bo de ji nyang chin ti ong bo khoni ka bla Sakya ya yarjin do ngo de tsga.
So before 100 years ago, this Jiang Lokter Rampo and then Jiang Chensi Rampo, during their time, only start Sakya Rigzin.
Ti jini da Jiang Chensi Rampo kam tang ni wa dong sar chin ti chu ji lo du ka wa dong sar ge xia ta de ya bo tsik chen ni. Tani ta Sakya ge xia ta de yarjin do ya.
The Jiang Chensi Rampo, the second Jiang Chuji Lotu, Zongsar Jiang Chensi Lotu, that time they built that Zongsar Sheta, the study college. So during that time, then began to rise again.
Ta zo na wo de xi se ta na ge Sakya Chenzen ta ka sang pinin kong ge gan yu de rong ko ma ri de che de kong de Chazram da yung kan yo ro. Kong de ge kap de ngon ji ni Sakya ge tan ba de shen de ni yang ta tang sang ka ba ta ji song de yo.
So then everybody knows the Sakya Tenzin still alive, but he semi-retired, and that one recently he's semi-retired. During his time, the Sakya lineage flourished a lot.
Kong nyang ma ga apa tek tung go chus ke.
So he is believed that reincarnation of the Apang Tertun, Nyama, incredible Tertun, Apang Tertun, Achter.
Tang ni de lab go de jim san gari de go na tang bo Sakya la dong jin chong ro ma ji ni kerim pe ma go de yo. Ya na mo kerim de yo.
So why I telling you this? Because before Sakya difficult to born boy in the family, they did a lot of practice remedies.
Tani jima abang terton cheg gumba go jolan do di ka Sakya go lama to ji ni chi terton de tap to bri. Ta Sakya la dong ji jing chong ro ba ting mo na ro la bi.
So when one time the Apang Tertun he went to Kerg place, at that time Sakya was requested to him, please, you are a very big Mahasiddha, so please help us to born a boy for the Sakya Tenzin. Then he said, oh, maybe I have to be there, I cannot do anything else. And after that, not long after that, he passed away.
그런 거 long time 지주요래. 디카블라.
And that time he wrote a prediction.
long time 사제 장마라 밥자요래.
And this prediction he gave all the Sakyapas.
희낭로라 간델라비오리디나 마옹발라 샴 스트리크 로직라 nga 사자란 총거리 라비오.
He said in the future, maybe a bird year or a monkey year, I will reborn in a Sakya. Sakya family.
사자 신들이장 냠다요리데 니 사자 야르지 동거리 라비오. 다르지 동거리.
Also, he said in his prediction, right now Sakyaba is very degenerated, but I will re-rise them.
다그 공리 그 끝이나라 발체 정화 론드 강라 발체 ndonjong거리 너그 강라 발체 ndonjong거리 대신 세지 체트다 냠닝 간다 지고거리 그럼 간다 듣고거리 라도 신된 약산 보송요.
Also, he said future prediction in the future, what obstacles he will be, and what remedies will be, and everything said very clear.
그 사제 공마 당선 사제 천든 공리게 야르지 위거리 사제 가르디나
Even the Sakya today, he agree himself is a reincarnation of Apanteston. Perhaps, as if I remember, he born was the bird year.
그다 공리가 뭐나 특집바 나오신 그 사자의 당상의 딘다고 시겠나 다시 로 증견이나 쇼망용 봐도 야지송대 어디가.
So as he's predicted upon Tertun, he will re-rise the Sakya tradition. So exactly as happened today, the Sakyaba tradition today is flourishes more than better than ever in the 600 years. So also about Tertun, he told he agreed himself he is the reincarnation of the Domgun Chujyer Phagba.
Domgun Chujyer Phagba da sarche yarji tarji no stemor hinde onde chami nang sarchi lorji nang.
And Domgun Chujyer Phagba during his time the best golden age for the Sakya.
Tanaji kongo yong tabje kamondu de no ta kongo jicha damde. Kongo Domgun Phagui zantung jicha damde kongo yongri songni kongo long tan na songyo.
Upon Tertun, his prediction, he told, I cannot do as like during Sakya Ndongun Chujyer Phagba's time, but perhaps I can do one over the 10th.
파트나음진진이 단다perna 사치한다 오인나 샤타리 듭자리 군디리 겐덤비디리 송레 파트인진 차페티 차상거나 당상 가야지 신들이 양성을 갖고.
So right now Sakya tradition is the studies and the publications and practices and retreat and the rules and regulation, everything is very very good time.
다 사케 그곰바 체슈도서 간당 약삼도 랍송아.
산 사삼.
사케 상곰바 말군지. tani ngor ewan chudan tayang sangla yori. Tani pambo nalinta der ko jodam pambo ko shogla yori.
So this three big monastery today is the Sakya, is the main monastery in Sang region. Ngur monastery also Sang region. Nalanda, called Nalanda, that monastery is Pambo. Pambo is is close to the Lhasa. Two is Sang and one is Ru. Yeah.
Tanita Dirgi na Dirgi Gunchin Dirgi Gunchin Ola Sargun Nishtarna, Gumba Nishtarna.
So in Derge region and Derge region, there is 25 monasteries there.
Where is Sarpa? Sarpa? Where is?
다 군친 거랑 있나 상으로 사슴 그 군바 인디니 사제 상미 어떻게 될라 자그래 있나야 어그 군바 이상한테 상마도 뭘 봐라.
So the big monastery in Kham region, everybody try to say this is three Sarngok three combined, but the 25 monastery or Ngorpa.
비낭로니 다 군바 상미낭로니 당상이나 동설 제자야 동설 군바야 단데 데기 군비 오라리.
So the Zongsar, whereas the Zongsar Shatra, this Zongsar Gomba also under the big Gomba in Derge.
tani tanda 그 도쿠 군바데 지요.
There is one called Gomba, called Doku Gomba monastery.
감나게.
Kham region.
tani tanda 그 제그 군바요.
And Kerg Gomba, that's in issue close to the Golok.
상미는 그 자와 그 장가 망용다 tanda 지고나 제그 군바 사치 군바 차상가 그 망시들.
So if we compare how many monks, then is the Kerg Gomba is the biggest.
제그. 어다 타와니 통선 통선다 라고요.
They're talking about 2,000 or 3,000 monks.
tanaujin 그 도쿠 군바 타와니 통선 통요래.
Doku Gomba also has maybe 2,000-3,000 monks.
옛날 도쿠 군바 라 그런 거 올라 군바 짝짝짝이 지요래.
So under this monastery have maybe 10-11 monasteries.
또 정말 냠도 domjana 타와탄다 지요.
This all together is 2,000-3,000, not just one.
비 오고 군바 그난 거 답했나 군바 jettam도 파티 명 말이. 니마 군바인데. 완전 근데 사실이 마도 그런 군바랑 니마.
But in this 10-11 monasteries, the 8 is Nyama monasteries, but the authority is Sakya.
tayindi kabla 소소 우치니 군바리 그나라 파 고피아 당저 제나 까레지 거네 군바리 라타와 마부터 그요 말이.
So if we divide each monasteries, then it's not that big.
공돈 천년 더 빼야 보여래.
But the study is very good.
군바도 참보도.
Also the unity is good.
저던 그 군바 답집적적적이 요리 때나 라나 소수 산이 라나 소수 릭스르지야. 말공가 나가 차라 용디 사치 릭스랑 진간잖아.
Or when they do in practices, they study everything, they do themselves, if it's Nyama, like that. But when they come to the mother monastery, gathered together, they do the Sakya way.
다 독독직 연바도 제그 군바랑.
That is the purely Sakya monastery, big one is the Kyrgyz monastery.
됐다면